Good evening, mates. Welcome back to another edition of Transport Explained. This evening, we will be discussing the Class 90. No, that's not a Class 90. And neither is that. Or that. Wait, there, that's it. Once again, though, this is Trainman2345, but this is Transport Explained. Hopefully. So, the Class 90 is a Volvo overhead wire electric locomotive operated in the UK. It came about because it was decided in the early 80s that British Rail needed a new electric locomotive for mixed traffic purposes to replace the ageing first generation electrics still operating on the network. BREL submitted designs for the then Class 87/2, which would go on to become the Class 90. And were commissioned to build 25 between 1985 and 1990. The class made its debut on the 12th of July 1988 when 90003 replaced a failed Class 86 on a Blackpool to London service. In total, 50 were outshot by BREL. In the early days of service, they were apparently quite unreliable, thus leading to them receiving the famous nickname of Skodas. In 1996, the privatisation of BR caused the class to be distributed to several different new operators, including EWS and Virgin Trains. Subsequent operators included Greater Anglia, Virgin Trains East Coast, GNER, First ScotRail, and DB Schenker. These days, the Class 90 see use with locomotive services and Freightliner. Locomotive services mainly use them on the occasional rail tour, whereas Freightliner use them mostly on double-headed container workings from Scotland into England. There were plans for them to be used on a new London to Blackpool service with Mark IV DVTs operated by Grand Central. However, the project was cancelled and the 90s ended up back with DB before they were drawn from service with DB in 2023. When the Class 90 was in service with passenger operators, they mostly worked with Mark III coaching stock and DVTs. From the little information there is, the Mark III coaches rode smoothly thanks to the suspension between the bogie and the coach body. The Class 90 shares many of its internals with the Class 87. It can continuously output 5,000 horsepower driving the 3-foot and 9.5-inch driving wheels. The 84.5-ton locomotive can reach a top speed of 110 miles per hour, slightly faster than its close relative, the Class 91. And it doesn't have any trouble stopping either, with 40 tons of brake force behind it. The body shell of the Class 90 also shares design elements with the Class 87, as it is a steel construction with noses on each end. In conclusion then, the Class 90 is a reliable workhorse that can still be seen all over the network even 30 years after their introduction in the closing days of BR. In recent years, they have definitely developed a following of knowledgeable enthusiasts and toddlers on the internet who keep calling them Class 91s. Anyway, cheers comrades, I'll see you all next week.